So one thing that tends to come up in conversation amongst friends and colleagues and just when I'm having general conversations about business is how do you grow? How do you scale? How do you trust other people to step in and help take a hold of things and develop a new chapter of the business? And Insane Paint Auto Detailing is not some massive operation, okay? There are some monster operations in the United States around the globe that have 30, 40, 50, crew members, and they've got these massive paint protection film operations and paint corrections and coatings, huge scale. That's not in my vision, right? That to me, that's not what Insane Paint Auto Detailing looks like. Kudos to those guys, but that's not what we look like, in my opinion. When I envision the long-term goal of iPad, that's not what we look like. Now, that being said, though, we do have a nice, strong crew of 6. Now, 6 in the detailing industry is kind of considered, quote-unquote, a lot, because most detailers will tell you that they want to do it all themselves. No, I'm not going to hire anybody because nobody's going to do it the way that I'll do it, and the quality won't be the same, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They'll give you all these excuses, okay, as to why they're going to do it themselves and why they'll never hire anybody, and man, I just can't find good people and all of that, okay? First of all of that is BS. Let's be honest. None of us are that smart. If I can do it, if you can do it, then so can somebody else. So most people write off scaling their business or growing their business as an excuse. The second thing that I'll tell you about that, and the number one reason why I think most people won't grow the way that they would like to see their businesses grow or scale their businesses the way they'd like to, is for the very simple fact they can't freaking let go of their goddamn ego. They're too scared of their own insecurities, and I'll tell you exactly what I think it is. Most people think that if they bring somebody aboard and they teach them the ways, one of two things is going to happen. Number one, they're going to go out and do it on their own. Or number two, they're scared that the other person that they're going to bring aboard is going to have the potential to be better than them. And they can't get past that. And it drives themselves crazy because, well, what if I bring somebody aboard and they actually do it better than I do? Good. Isn't that the whole point? In parenting, they have kind of a rough phrase that basically says the best form of parenting is when parenting isn't needed at all. In other words, when you've raised your children so solid and they're so smart and they've got such a high level of common sense and compassion and grit and fortitude that you're almost not needed. Like they know how to make cognitive, smart decisions in the moment. You've raised them so well that they've got good judgment and they've got a good heart and those types of things. Well, the same goes for business. The best way to grow your business and to scale your business is to get people on board that could be better than you. The only way, when we started doing PPF a few years ago, the only way that was ever going to happen is if I passed the torch of the paint correction side of the business off to somebody else. That's how it goes. And if you're too scared to do that because you either think they'll go out and start their own shop, which they will. In the whole history of iPad, it's been almost a decade now. I've had 5, 6, maybe it's even 7 people go out and quote unquote start their own business because I make it look easy. And guess what? None of them are in business anymore. Because the guys that play the long haul, that bleed for something, that the passion and the energy and the commitment and the dedication run so goddamn deep, those guys like me, guys like you that are listening to this, you're playing the long game. So you are always going to win. The guys that just want to go out and make a quick buck because you made it look easy and you quote unquote, man, if he can do it, I can do it. And he taught me everything I need to know. They're not going to last. They're not going to last. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. So yeah, that is probably going to happen if you take the chance and you take the risk to bring somebody on and mentor them and invest in them. But it's okay because at the end of the day, you still win. All of those guys that went out there and did those things and started their own business and I passed the torch on to them, that's fine. At the end of the day, I still win. Whether they're still in business, they're not in business, they said great things about me, they said they talked bad about me, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I still win because I mentored them. I gave them something that they're not going to get anywhere else. Whether they want to admit it or not, they got something from their experience with me as I did them. They taught me lessons. Trust me, they taught me lessons. but I still win because I shared with them, I invested in them, I mentored them, I gave unto them. And I get to be the one to say that. And so I know I did the right thing. So yeah, that is going to happen if you're scared of that. But if you won't grow and scale your business because you're scared that somebody else could be better than you, brother, you're not the true definition of a leader. Because true leadership understands that the only way the team wins bigger and better for the longer term is if you are willing to say, hey, I'm okay with bringing somebody aboard that's better, faster, stronger, has better judgment, has a more level head. They're stronger in other areas where I lack. You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay being insecure and vulnerable to be the best freaking leader you can if you really want to grow and scale your business. And it blows my mind how many talented dudes I see that have been in business for years and it's still just them or just them and one other person. And they won't grow and scale because they can't put their ego down enough and open up their heart and open up their mind and be a little vulnerable to say, you know what? We're going to scale this mofo. We're going to do this together. I'm going to find the best damn crew. Do you realize we'd spent almost 10 years? It took me 7 or 8 years to assemble the crew that we've got now. I had to make mistakes. I had to hire the wrong people. I had to go through all of that. So if you think it's going to be easy, you're dead ass wrong. That's the first thing I'll share with you. You're going to be way wrong if you think you're just going to step in and find these awesome people and pluck them out of the sky. It doesn't work that way. You got to go through hell. You got to fire some people. You got to have some people talk bad about you. You got to make some mistakes. You got to hire some lazy turds. You got to go through those before you can find that all-star crew. It takes time. But if you're not willing to go through those trenches, don't sit around and complain to me if you've been in business for 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 years and you're still in the same place and blaming it on, well, you know, these days people just aren't growing the same way. That nobody these days wants to work. No, they do. They're out there. You're just not looking and you're not breeding them because you're not leading them. Let that sink in. So that's my 2 cents. That's where I come from when you want to talk about growing or scaling your business in regards to believing and investing in those around you. You should want to believe and invest in people around you so much that you allow their dreams to fit inside your dreams. Your dreams are so big for what you want to accomplish with your company that you're enabling other people to have a nice career and a great environment, and they enjoy working with you, and the leadership and the camaraderie is so strong that their dreams fit inside your dreams. And that is how you create company culture. That is how you breed this culture of excellence and togetherness, and we're all in the same boat and we're all rowing and we'd all bleed for each other. That's how that happens. So put your ego aside, quit feeding yourself all the BS excuses, and go out there and be willing to fall on your face and make some stupid excuses with some stupid people so that you can find your all-star crew and build that all-star business that you so desperately seek, but you don't know how to get there. I'm not saying I just gave you the roadmap, but hopefully this will light the fire on how you can find that and begin that process. Good luck to every one of you that just listened to this and just invested, 5 or 10 minutes, however long this is, of your time to take things to the next level. We'll see you.